Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Here's XRP Price if 9 global banks buy XRP with just 0.5% of their assets. Okay guys, let's get into it. Okay, so as you know, everything's moving fast right now with crypto. We've now got a pro-crypto president in the US, which is drastically changing everything from, the lawsuits dropping to them looking to try and get, regulations to them even doing a US crypto strategic reserve. And so, there's a lot of things now that could start to get the ball rolling with institutions getting involved with crypto. And the main one being is regulations, of course, because now there'll be a clear rule of the road for them to follow. And I do think that's been one of the main reasons why, institutions haven't got involved up until now. Like, I think the main thing has been, hey, we're not the type of institutions that can just come in here and just do things as we want to. We need to make sure that we're following, the real guidances and the rules, because we can get in real trouble. We can get very big fines. We can lose our license, that kind of stuff. Like, there can be very big impact on these banks if they're not really following the proper rules. And so, we're at a point now where crypto is clearly here to stay. Anyone who was thinking that this stuff wasn't ever going to stick around, they're clearly wrong. It was quite obvious from the beginning, to be honest with you. For me, as soon as I could see that this was a technology that could help change industries and make things better and faster and cheaper, it's like, why would that go away? Because there's always going to be people who are going to want that alternative, right? So even if it was a thing of, okay, it never took off in a big mainstream way, there's still going to be people and companies who are going to want that alternative, obviously. So for me, it was clear from the very early stages, which is why I've been in crypto for a good few years now. And so, we're at a point where XRP has been, like I've said before, man, everything that's happening for XRP right now, this is the most excited I've been. Like, things are really changing at a dramatic pace, and suddenly XRP is getting the true shine it deserves, and it is literally the talk of the town. Like, it really is. Everybody's got their eyes on XRP right now. Like, this is the one as it stands. And so, we're talking about here the price if 9 global banks buy XRP. So when we're talking about global banks, we're talking about banks, like Barclays, we're talking about JP Morgan, HSBC, these big banks that have a big international footprint. And I won't keep you guys in suspense. The price it could get to, if it was 0.5% of the assets, it could get to $20 to $50. And, I've told you guys before, I think $20 to $50 is very reasonable in this bull run. Like, I don't know for sure if it's going to happen, but I've told you guys before, this is a very plausible figure. Like, those figures are very reasonable, very possible. And as I've said before, I don't know for sure, so please understand, this is not me saying that I think it's going to happen. I don't know for sure, but with everything that's been going on now, with us having a pro-US crypto president, and looking at things like the lawsuit being resolved, we're in a bull run, tokenization being driven, the US strategic reserve, regulations coming through so institutions can get involved, all these factors. I've been saying, maybe some of these price targets are a lot more not just reasonable, but realistic and maybe more probable, maybe, because there's so much going on now. You've got everything going for crypto right now, and XRP specifically. You've had Donald Trump being showing something about Ripple and XRP. He's posting things about Ripple and XRP on his social media. It's absolutely incredible, the exposure that Ripple and XRP are getting right now. And so, during this bull run, I do think there is very big opportunity for that kind of price action. And so let's get into the whole thing about these global banks buying XRP. So look, I'm going to still go into critical thinking here, because I don't ever just want to get my head in the clouds. So I'm going to go through whether I think it's likely that banks would do this. So we'll go through the pros and the cons, okay? So do I think that banks would buy 0.5% of XRP with their assets or whatever? I think it's possible. Again, I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, because it's not a necessity. And that's the thing that people need to understand. This is the thing that people get misconstrued with XRP. They think that banks will have to hold XRP. right? They think like for ODL, they're going to need to hold XRP. That's not true. They don't have to hold XRP. They can if they want to, but they don't have to. So if they want to, they can just use RippleNet. And basically, RippleNet has like a path seeking algorithm. And that will basically get them the best liquidity source of XRP to just do the transaction for them. So they don't actually have to hold the XRP. They could just use RippleNet, do the transaction. It will utilize XRP from the best liquidity source. And then basically the transaction will be done, right? That's it. So it isn't a guarantee that they have to hold XRP. And so this is where, you know, a lot of people get confused and like they say things like, oh, there's going to be an XRP Nostro Vostro account. Anyone who talks to you about there being an XRP Nostro Vostro account literally does not understand how XRP works. Okay. So if you hear that, I'll be honest with you, you need to start questioning who you're listening to because they don't understand how XRP works. The whole purpose of XRP is to remove the need for Nostro Vostro accounts. So you wouldn't have an XRP Nostro Vostro account. Okay, and so this is where obviously the uncertainty comes in for me because it's not something where the banks have to hold XRP, right? They don't have to if they don't want to. But then I'll get to the other side of this. It could be a thing where obviously if banks look at this XRP as a valuable token for what it can do in terms of like, you know, tokenization, ODL, bridge currency, you know, all that stuff. Could they maybe just want to hold it as an asset because they feel like it's a valuable token and for the things that it can do? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, could it just become one of the assets that they want to hold? Yes. But this is why I say there's a little bit of uncertainty for me. It's because they don't have to. And that's the problem for me. Like when a lot of influencers are talking about like XRP going to like certain numbers, they talk about like banks needing to hold the XRP. They don't need to hold it. They can if they want to. And that's the difference. They can even lend from Ripple's escrow as well, by the way. Like, you know, that's something that Ripple was providing as a service that if they just needed to like borrow the XRP on a temporary basis, they could lend from Ripple's escrow. And then they would just make a bit of money out of lending the XRP. So there's alternatives here, right? And so, yeah, they don't need to hold XRP. So that's why I say I'm unsure because I don't know if they will want to. But when I look at what everything that's going on with XRP right now, could banks look at this as like a very valuable financial asset? I think so. Like it's quite clear to see that, you know, like it could be used very possibly as a US strategic reserve, as we know. It could be used for tokenization. It could be used for ODL. It's got the AMM pools. Like, there's a lot of things financially you can do with XRP. It's incredible, right? So is it very possible that they could just deem this as an asset that they just want to hold, not for the ODL services, but just because they feel like it's a very valuable asset, right? It could even be that they're speculating on price increases as well, right? It could be like, hey, like, we think over time this is going to be an asset that is going to grow in value, so this will increase our revenue. Like, we'll gain, you know, money off of just holding the asset over time and it maturing in value. So there's definitely reasons as to why banks could do this. So will it happen? I don't know. But what I am saying is that it's very plausible. It really is. And, you know, with everything that's going on now, as I say, in the US, like, yeah, like, it's very possible that, you know, like, regulations could come through as soon as this year. Like, I'm hearing, like, predictions of them saying that they want to try and get it done within, like, the next 2 or 3 months. That's insane. Like, think about how long under, you know, the Gary Gensler regime of the SEC, they put it off for, like, 4 years. Literally 4 years saying, you know, oh, there's already rules of the road and whatever. And, you know, they was making it clear that they've got no intention of bringing out any type of regulation. Now you've got a crypto president. They're like, yeah, let's get this out of the way and get this started so people can start getting involved, so the institutions can get involved. Right? And that's another part of the thing that could bring it in, like custody services, banking wanting to do custody services. That's another reason why they could get involved and, you know, may want to buy parts of it for their assets. So there is a very real possibility here. So again, I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I think it's very realistic. You know, this isn't one of those, oh, you know, this is completely pie in the sky talk. It's fantasy talk. Like, this is a very realistic position that could happen. You know, it's a very realistic scenario. So we will see, but you know, if we are seeing that kind of thing happen, $20 to $50 XRP, I'm definitely here for it. You know, it would exceed what my expectations were for the bull run. So if this stuff was to happen that soon, who knows? On top of all the other stuff as well that's going on, could it go even higher than $20 to $50? Could it maybe go higher? I don't know. I'm not saying it will, but you know, I'm speculating, right? But this is why I'm saying, like, XRP right now, like the opportunities are just, you know, they're just flooding in. And so I'm seeing a lot of potential here. I really am. So as I've said before, I'm very excited for the future of XRP. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.